Echoes of the Savanna. The dry riverbed's secret, Nyala's pack moving through the heat of the mid-morning. The previous encounters have left them wary, but their immediate need for food is paramount. Tembo's gash from the hyena encounter is visible, though healing. The Savanna, a relentless crucible of life, never allows for prolonged rest. For Nyala and her pack, the immediate threat had passed, but the gnawing hunger in their bellies was a constant reminder of their next vital task: to hunt. Tembo, the young male, carried a healing wound, a testament to yesterday's skirmish. But the pack moved with their characteristic tireless gait. The pack decides to follow the course of the same dry riverbed they used for escape, hoping it might conceal prey or lead them to a less disturbed area. Dry riverbeds, carved by ancient floods and seasonal rains, are often veins of life in the savanna. Their banks can provide cover, and their sandy beds can hold a surprising secret: water just beneath the surface and the promise of unsuspecting prey. As they round a bend in the riverbed, Nyala halts abruptly. Her ears are forward, her nose twitching. The scent is faint but unmistakable, feline. Not the fresh scent of a cheetah, but something older, more potent. Every predator in the savanna has a unique signature, a scent left behind like a calling card. This one was powerful, belonging to a solitary hunter, one who relies on stealth and ambush. The camera pans to reveal the remnants of an old kill, a scatter of bones and a few tufts of fur caught on a thorny bush. It's clearly a small antelope, picked clean. Above, on the gnarled branch of an ancient leadwood tree overhanging the riverbed, a flash of spotted fur is glimpsed. It's the same sleek female leopard from the previous episode, now resting, camouflaged by the dappled light. It was the leopard, Panthera pardus, the master of the silent hunt. Fact: leopards are incredibly strong for their size, capable of dragging prey up to 3 times their own body weight vertically into trees. This behavior, called caching, keeps their kills safe from scavengers like hyenas and even lions. This particular female had clearly secured her meal. Nyala's pack moves past the kill with caution, their eyes occasionally darting upwards to the tree. The leopard, though visible, poses no immediate threat as long as they don't challenge her food source. For the painted wolves, a leopard in a tree is a known quantity, a threat that can be managed by simply giving it a wide berth. Their attention is elsewhere, drawn by movement further down the riverbed. The camera focuses on a group of baboons, Papio ursinus, several adults and a few juveniles foraging in the exposed sand of the riverbed. They are turning over rocks, searching for tubers, insects, and small scorpions. Their loud chattering fills the air, and some of the younger baboons are engaged in playful wrestling. Baboons, resourceful and opportunistic omnivores, are adept at finding food in even the harshest conditions. Fact: baboons have highly varied diets, consuming fruits, seeds, grasses, insects, and even small vertebrates. Their nimble fingers and keen eyesight make them efficient foragers. This troop, however, had descended into the vulnerability of the open riverbed. Nyala sees the opportunity. A baboon caught away from the safety of the trees and their troop's strength could be a challenging but rewarding meal. Her pack falls into their familiar hunting formation, a silent, disciplined unit. This was different from a direct confrontation over a kill. This was a hunt. While painted wild dogs primarily target antelope, the opportunity to ambush an isolated baboon troop, especially away from their defensive trees, was too good to pass up. Fact: though less common than antelope, baboons are occasionally prey for wild dogs, particularly when other food sources are scarce or an easy target presents itself. Their agility and collective defense make them a challenging pursuit. The baboons, engrossed in their foraging, are slow to notice the approaching danger. The wild dogs burst from the cover of the riverbank, a blur of patterned fur. Alarm barks erupt from the baboons, high-pitched and frantic. The adults immediately move to protect the juveniles, herding them towards the steeper bank. The baboons' alarm calls are a desperate cry for help, signaling immediate danger. A large male baboon, scarred and powerful, turns to face the attacking wild dogs, his massive canines bared in a defiant snarl. He's trying to buy time for the others to escape, an act of selfless courage. The courage of a dominant male baboon, willing to stand his ground against a predator, is a powerful display of their social bonds and protective instincts. The wild dogs, relentless and coordinated, try to outflank the defensive male, targeting the fleeing juveniles. The baboons shriek, scrambling up the steep sandy bank, desperately trying to reach the relative safety of the surrounding scrubland. The chase is chaotic, a whirlwind of dust and desperate energy. For both species, this is a battle for survival, played out on the unforgiving stage of the savanna. Just as the pack seems to gain an advantage, a new sound rips through the air, a deep guttural growl that vibrates with immense power. From the shadows of a rocky overhang, a massive male baboon, even larger and more formidable than the first, emerges. He is a truly ancient alpha, his face scarred, his eyes blazing with fury. He lets out a series of deafening roars, charging directly at the wild dogs. This was not just a protector. This was the patriarch, the true leader of this baboon troop, a force of nature driven by raw, territorial fury. His immense strength and unwavering aggression were a formidable barrier. Nyala, though tenacious, recognizes the overwhelming power of this truly dominant baboon. This was not a quick, clean kill. This was a prolonged, dangerous fight that could result in serious injury to her pack, injuries they could not afford. In the brutal calculus of the wild, a prolonged fight with powerful prey like a fully enraged alpha baboon carries too high a risk. Injury means weakness, and weakness means death on the savanna. Nyala lets out a sharp, decisive bark. It's a command for retreat. Her pack, disciplined and obedient, immediately disengages, leaving the baboons to scramble to safety. They fade back into the shadows of the riverbed. Their hunt abandoned the baboons. Shaken but largely unharmed, huddled together on the bank watching the wild dogs disappear. Another opportunity lost for the painted wolves. Another close call for the baboons. The dry riverbed, which had offered concealment, had also presented an unexpected, formidable defense. Nyala surveys her pack, a silent assessment. They are still hungry. The sun continues its climb, and the savanna stretches endlessly before them. The never-ending search for sustenance, the constant dance with danger, continued. Echoes of the savanna. The waterhole's edge. Nyala and her pack, masters of stealth and resilience, had evaded the immediate dangers of the lion and hyena conflict and the thundering might of the buffalo. Their destination, a quieter waterhole, offered a temporary respite. But the savanna's challenges are never far behind. The pack approaches the waterhole, their ears swiveling, noses twitching, constantly assessing their surroundings. They drink quickly, their bodies still tense. African painted dogs have long muzzles and large, round ears that are highly effective at detecting subtle sounds across vast distances, crucial for both hunting and avoiding predators. Their senses are finely tuned to the pulse of the plains. As the wild dogs finish drinking, a small herd of elephants emerges from the dense mopane woodland on the opposite side of the waterhole. It's a breeding herd, led by a wise old matriarch, her skin wrinkled with age and experience. Several calves, including a particularly playful youngster, are with them. The arrival of elephants, Loxodonta africana, always brings a shift in the savanna's dynamics. These gentle giants, the largest land animals, command respect from all creatures, their sheer size and protective nature a formidable deterrent. Elephants are highly intelligent and empathetic animals, forming complex social bonds within their herds. A matriarch's experience is vital for the herd's survival, guiding them to water and food sources, and protecting them from danger. The young elephant calf, full of curiosity, strays a little too far from its mother, trunk playfully batting at a low-hanging branch. Its mother issues a soft, rumbling warning, but the calf is momentarily distracted. Suddenly, a flash of tawny fur from the tall grass at the edge of the woodland. A lone female cheetah. Her eyes are locked onto the playful calf, a flicker of predatory interest. This is the same cheetah from a previous encounter, lean and hungry. Though elephants are rarely prey for anything other than a pride of lions, a young vulnerable calf can present a tempting, if incredibly risky, opportunity for opportunistic predators. Fact, cheetahs, Achinonyx jubatus, typically hunt smaller prey like gazelles and impala, relying on their explosive speed. However, a desperate or experienced female might take a calculated risk on a very young, isolated calf, despite the immense danger posed by the protective adults. The cheetah begins a low, almost imperceptible stalk, using the sparse bushes and tall grass for cover. Her movements are fluid, her focus absolute. Nyala's pack, now resting near the water, immediately senses the shift in atmosphere. Their heads snap up, eyes tracking the cheetah. The wild dogs, though not a threat to the elephant calf themselves, are keenly aware of the drama unfolding. They understand the signals of a predator on the hunt. As the cheetah gets dangerously close, the elephant calf's mother finally senses the immediate threat. She lets out a piercing trumpet of alarm, a sound that vibrates through the very ground. The entire elephant herd immediately bunches together, forming a defensive circle around the calves, their ears fanning out to appear larger. The trumpeting of an elephant is an unmistakable call to action for the herd. Fact: an agitated adult elephant can charge at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, 40 kilometers per hour, capable of causing immense damage. Their tusks and massive feet are powerful weapons against any perceived threat. The cheetah, startled by the sudden alarm, freezes for a split second. But then, from a nearby copia, a cacophony of barks and screeches erupts. A troop of chacma baboons, Papio ursinus, who had been observing the elephants, now join the chorus of alarm, adding their own agitated warnings. Baboons, with their elevated vantage points, often act as sentinels for the savanna. Their keen eyesight and loud warning calls are an additional layer of defense for many animals, though they are often seen as a nuisance by predators. Baboons are highly social and intelligent primates. Their loud, aggressive barks are not just warnings, but also an attempt to intimidate predators, especially when a large troop is present. The combined chaos of elephant trumpets and baboon barks is overwhelming. The cheetah, caught between the protective wall of elephants and the agitated baboons, realizes the hunt is compromised. She slinks away, disappearing back into the safety of the tall grass, her opportunity lost. Another day, another lesson in the intricate balance of the savanna. The elephant herd, unified by instinct and empathy, had successfully defended their young. The baboons, through their noisy vigilance, had played their part, and the painted wild dogs, witnesses to this perilous dance, had learned a little more about the complex web of survival that defines their home. Nyala nudges one of her pack members, a silent signal. Their brief respite at the waterhole is over. They must keep moving, always searching for food, always avoiding the myriad dangers of their wild paradise. As they disappear into the shimmering heat haze, the savanna returns to a deceptive calm, its whispers of life and death continuing.